Welcome to What the Tech. We're the show that cuts through all the hype to bring you news you can actually use. And today, man, we're tackling the big one, AI. What does it really mean for your job, for your future?
If you've been following the news at all, you're basically hearing two completely opposite stories about AI, right? It's either this total doomsday scenario, think Skynet, robots taking every single job, the end of the world as we know it, or it's the complete opposite, this like perfect utopia where nobody has to work, all sickness is gone, and we just, I don't know, sit around all day.
But what if both of those stories are totally missing the point? What if they're both wrong? Well, that's the argument from Palantir's CTO, Shyam Sankar. He says they ignore the most important factor of all, us, our choices, our agency. The future isn't something that just happens to us, it's something we get to shape. All right, so let's really dig into this idea because it's a powerful one. AI isn't our destiny, it's a tool. It's just a tool. Think of it like a hammer. A hammer can be used to build a beautiful house, right? Or it can be used to smash things. The hammer itself doesn't care. The power, the intention, that comes from the person who's wielding it. And that's the key here. Sankar has a great name for this idea. He calls it the AI lever. And think about what a lever does. It doesn't replace you, it makes you stronger. It amplifies your own strength. So this isn't about replacing workers. It's about taking their skills, their judgment, and just supercharging them. We're talking about creating a whole new generation of super productive workers. And get this, he's not talking about a small improvement. He's talking about making a worker 50 times more productive. No, that's not a typo, 50. I mean, just imagine a nurse with an AI tool that can scan a patient's entire history in a split second and flag a risk that a human might miss. Or think about a mechanic who can diagnose a problem before it even breaks down. See, it's all about amplifying that human expertise, not getting rid of it. Okay, this all sounds pretty amazing, right? But it raises a really big question. How do we make sure this actually works out for everybody? How do we make sure this tool is used for good? Well, that's where this next idea comes in, the worker first playbook. And look, this is more than just some nice-sounding corporate mission statement. This is a real playbook. The core principles are pretty radical. First, if the AI makes the company more money, the workers who use it should get a piece of that action. We're talking better pay, maybe even equity. Second, you don't design these tools in a boardroom. You build them with the nurses, the technicians, the people actually doing the job, and you push decision-making power down to them, not up to some new committee. It's about slashing bureaucracy and empowering people. All right, quick pause here. If this way of thinking about AI is clicking for you, if you're getting some value out of this breakdown, do me a quick favor and hit that like button and subscribe to What the Tech. It really helps us out. And seriously, drop a comment below and let us know what you think about all this. Okay, so let's zoom out for a second. Because this worker-first idea, it's not just a nice philosophy for your workplace. This is being framed as a massive issue of national importance. We're talking about a global economic race here, and the stakes couldn't be higher. So take a look at these numbers. This should be a huge wake-up call. We're seeing China's manufacturing productivity growing at 6% annually, while the US is, well, it's at 0.4%. That is a massive gap. And that's not just some abstract number, right? That's a real problem. The argument here is that AI is the way we close that gap. It's the ultimate productivity multiplier that lets us compete on a whole new level. So how do we close the gap? The answer, according to this argument, is right in front of us. It's about empowering our workers with these AI tools. That's the secret weapon. This is about leaning in, embracing the tech, and unleashing the potential of our workforce to out-innovate and outproduce anyone. Okay, so this brings us to the most important part of the whole thing, the news you can use. We've talked about the big ideas, the high stakes, but what does this mean for you? What can you actually do? Well, let's break it down. All right, for any managers out there, this is your checklist. It's super practical. First, don't try to boil the ocean. Run a small pilot, maybe 6 to 8 weeks, with your frontline people. Second, you have to define what success looks like with real numbers, like are we saving time? Are we cutting down on errors? Third, and this is huge, you got to put a bonus or some kind of equity on the line tied to those results. And finally, you have to create a feedback loop. Talk to your team every single week. What's working? What's not? And then iterate fast. And now, for every worker out there, listen up, because this is the really exciting part. You do not need to go out and learn how to code. Let me repeat that. You don't need to be a coder. Your unique skills, your professional judgment, your experience, that is what's valuable. Your job is to focus on what you do best and learn how to use these new AI tools as an assistant, a co-pilot, to make you even better at it. You become the expert who knows how to wield the lever.
So when you put it all together, what's the bottom line? It's a pretty powerful vision, actually. The idea is that an AI-powered workforce can rebuild our entire industrial base and help us outproduce any competitor on the planet. It's about American leadership, but not by replacing people, by making our people the most capable and valuable in the world.
And that really brings us to the final crucial question. The technology is here. The AI lever exists. But the big question that Sankar leaves us with is, who gets to pull it? We have the tool in our hands. The future isn't set in stone. It's up to us to decide what we're going to build.